officially. I'm really happy that you are here with us today and you are able to join us, to share, uh, the journey into your life and your mission and all other things that is going to inspire us and we are going to learn from today, right? So,
Well, I hope so.
um, just to inform you, like we are having the event right now, we have people listening to us, on YouTube,
Okay.
on LinkedIn, and on Facebook, right? So, they won't be able to join us on this particular platform, Riverside, but they'll be able to ask questions from the other app. So, through the course of the event, we will take some questions. So, I would just like
Okay.
to quickly introduce you to the audience. So, they get familiar with your person, right? So if you are listening to us, please pay attention. I'll be reading the profile of Professor Janice Olawe, right? She was born in 20th of February 1951 at Atley, Iowa, USA. She had a primary and secondary education in Iowa and later went to Iowa State University for a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in sociology. That was in 1972 and 1976. So she's always been in the sociology field, right? So and she also obtained a PhD in sociology from the University of Ibadan as well, and that was in 1986, right? So Professor Janice Olawoye became a professor of rural sociology in 1998 at the Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development. That was even before the year 2000 at University of Ibadan, where she taught from 1978 to 2016. So she's been away from the academic field since 2015. That's almost a decade now, right? So she voluntarily retired, so and she served in the university in various administrative and committee capacities, including head of department, the HOD, for 7 years, and she was elected. And this is significant. The first female dean of the Faculty of Agriculture and Forestry. Talking about uh, women increasingly having role to play in the educational field, right? So she has over 70 publications in journals, you know, chapters of book and other professional outlets, and has carried out well over 60 research assignments, for several national and international development organizations, including the World Bank, right? So she has supervised many undergraduate and postgraduate students, including 30 PhD students. So she has a whole lot of people that emerged through her that are doing very great in the world, right? In the academic space and across different strata of the society. So Professor Janice Olawe has also served on the boards of several NGOs and including charitable organizations. She's happily married to Reverend Dr. Oho Olawe, who is the founder of the Faith Bible Church Ibadan, where she's also an ordained pastor specializing in Christian education for children. The Olaweyes are the proprietors of King's International College, King's Junior Academy, and School of Further Studies at Moniya Ibadan. The family is blessed with wonderful sons and cherished grandchildren. So we have a very brilliant um, profile here. So I'm going to get in straight into the question of the day, if you would allow me, Professor Janice, right? So I was just thinking, right, um, for someone like you that could easily have it all in the US, where it was relatively easier, right? And coming journeying into Nigeria in the 90s, I think it was in the mid 90s, where
In
there
the
was
70s.
relative in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
When there was not really much understanding of the world around, not even Nigeria and Africa. So I have this question for you that, what made you embark on this bounty journey? What was the driving force, despite the social, cultural, and developmental differences and challenges? I would like to have a bit of background into your journey here. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toye. Well, first of all, let me appreciate this privilege. I don't take it for granted. It's an opportunity for me to somehow connect with quite a number of people, and I appreciate that. And I'm always happy to interact with former students, either from the University of Ibadan or from our school, King's International College, and see how young people are doing amazing things all over the place, and it's always exciting for me. So let me first of all clarify, I did not come to visit Nigeria. Um, I went to Iowa State University as an undergraduate student, and that was the same university that eventually the man who became my husband had come from Nigeria to do his postgraduate, both his master's and his PhD at Iowa State University. And I would say that well, it was an interesting journey to even meet because he was the first black person I ever talked to in my life. Where I grew up, which was in the middle of nowhere, a rural community in the middle of in northern Iowa, where there simply are no people who are any different than I am. And so he started talking to me the first weekend I was in the university, and I was a little bit baffled because I was young and I didn't exactly know what to say to this man, and I couldn't quite understand his accent too well anyway. So I just sort of excused myself and thought that was the end of that. But the following morning, I was going to a class, an English class in Pearson Hall, and coincidentally, he was also going for an English class in Pearson Hall. Of course, a different one for foreign students. And as I was walking along, I just heard this voice again, and we sort of kept meeting and kept interacting. And after I finished running away, I stopped running, and we eventually got married. That was in 1971. But he told me before we got married that he was not the type of African who can live in anybody else's country. And so if I knew I couldn't go to Africa and spend the rest of my life, that I should call it off now. And well, I didn't really understand what the implications were. Um, I was young, I was naive, and when you talk about a driving force, I suppose it was love. That was the driving force. And that was before there was CNN or internet or anything else. So I had virtually no understanding of Africa except that when I was in school, it was called, in our geography books, it was called the Dark Continent. So that was really the only thing I had going, but I went forward. I think I always knew that I wasn't going to stay around in my small rural community. I thought that there were probably bigger and better things for me to do. Um, but as we have looked through our lives, we've now been married for 53 years, and happily so. And we can see that more than anything else, it was also the hand of God that just brought us together and probably kept us together. So when you say life there was easy, well, yes, it's easy in that, yes, there are many of the challenges that we have here that you don't have there. Um, but I would not say that it would have been better. I sometimes think about it that what would life have been like for me if I hadn't taken this big step? And I don't think it would have been better. I've had opportunities in Nigeria, in Africa, that I would not have had if I had stayed in the same place. Professionally, I definitely probably would not have gone on to the level that I have been able to reach. But even in terms of meeting so many amazing people, even being on this program today, I look at so many things that have happened in my life since I came to Nigeria, and I just see that I've had opportunities to travel, had opportunities to do consultancy, had opportunities to meet so many people, had opportunities to work in the ministry. And I'm just thankful to God that I was able to take that step, and that we have been able to stay together and be together. But I've also been blessed with, in America, you marry an individual. Here, you marry a family, and I've been blessed with. My husband's family have been exceptionally wonderful to me. They've not just taken me as, uh, you know, as an in-law. They've taken me as a sister, as a daughter, as an auntie, and so on. And it has, really been an interesting. Um, I have so many people that I'm related to now. I had a relatively small family, but yeah, it's taken a lot of effort, definitely. There were times when I would wake up and there'd be no light or there'd be no water and so on, and I would say, "What was I thinking? How did I come here?" But overall, I would say that it has been a very, very satisfying um, experience. I wouldn't, if I had it all to do over again, knowing everything I know now, I would have made the same decision.
Thank you so much for that. It's really good that
Over to you.
you know it did turn out to be something very profound and impactful for you, right? You took that beginner step when you didn't even know what Africa or Nigeria was like, and and you've been able to persevere through all the challenges, right? I think we lost her for a moment there. We'll be waiting shortly for her to join us. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. The network seems to be extremely slow, but it's on. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
on. It's on. I can understand. I think the network is generally bad. It just keep breaking from our own end as well. So
Well, let's
uh,
pray that it will stay on.
I pray that. So like I was saying to your answer to the question, it was really profound, right? And I'm happy that you are able to look back into the journey that you took and you saw that it was worth it. That if you would have to choose to embark on the same journey again, you would choose it over and over again because there are a whole lot of opportunities that are open to you that you never imagined could have opened to you if you had stayed back in the US. And it addresses my question, like, why did you embark on this daunting journey when you could have had it a lot easier in the US, right? So it sort of changed my perspective about it, right? I really like that. So I'll just proceed to the next question, right? The next question, I'm sorry, man, it connects with the previous question. So, you have perfectly settled, in the Nigerian society and academic environment. This question that I want to ask could help people wanting to follow similar path as you have followed. So now the last time that I was with you at your inaugural lecture at the Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development, University of Ibadan, right? You were done in this one beautiful Yoruba attire, and you greeted me in Yoruba as well. I was not surprised about that, honestly. About the dressing or the greeting, because you taught my class then, and I knew that you were married to a Yoruba man. So, but my question now is that